Okay, today we're going to talk about closing the pain gap. Um, this is really universal to all psychology, um, and I think really one of the core features of mental health, of mental strength, is the concept of the pain gap. So this is came up with by the psychologist Carl Rogers. Talked about the pain gap. But the solution I take from the mindfulness psychology and Eastern traditions, which is that's how you get out of it. So I'm going to talk about the problem and the solution in today's talk. So here's one way to conceptualize it: where you are, wanting where you're at, is the key to happiness, wanting what you have. As you start to want what you don't have, you can get, the more you want what you don't have, the more progressively unhappy you get. And this seems odd, this seems counterintuitive, but let's kind of explore this. So, point A is where you're at, and point B is where you want to be. You are here, and you want to be somewhere else. Is this natural? On some level, we're all growing human beings. On some level, we want to move up in status, move up in power. That on some level that's normal, and we need a goal to move forward to focus the mind. So you could say that that's a normal part of living in the world. But on another level, it's not normal. On another level, it takes away from your life. So, and I'll discuss this. But what Carl Rogers said is, the bigger the gap between where you're at and where you want to be, the more psychological pain you're in. So it comes from being here and wanting to be there. And this should make sense. I mean, this is where disappointment comes in. This pain gap, you could call it disappointment if you think that you won't ever get to where you want to be. You can call this kind of darkness, this blackness, regret. But whatever it is, it's common, but it's a delusion. So let's just let's draw the line between what here and there is. All here is real. So the only thing that's really real in your life is what's happening now. Not only the content, but your experience of what's in the present moment. So that's mindfulness, and that's what's real. Everything that's not real, the past and the future, and that's the mind. So that's there. And it's nearly universal to be caught up in there. Most everybody wants something other than where they're at, to some degree. If you wanted it completely, you'd be dead. But the more they're focused, and the more they're fixated, you could say, or expecting there. It's okay to walk places and achieve things and progress. The more you expect that to be yourself, you're basically looking for here in there, and you're never going to find it. So how do we get out of this trap? This is nearly universal trap here. Don't walk there by wanting there. Walk there from here. So, and that's really the key. So, if you do decide to get more things and go places, then instead of getting there by focusing on there completely, you're going to have some idea where you're going, but want here, want this step, and move along that path until you get right where you're going. So get there by wanting what you have. Seems simple, but nobody's really doing it, and this is a challenge even for me. So I want here, I could be going there, and I could be going there. So you want here, and that's the key. So that's sustainable growth. I hate here, and when I go there, I'll be happy. So this may create a lot of action, but it's going to create a backlash. You're going to be negative once you get there, and you're going to want a different there. And this is a never-ending cycle. So if you stay on it, then there's going to be emotional death and consequences. So this is the difference. The here is the only thing that's ever real, and the only place you'll find your life and yourself. And there is something else, some arrangement, some achievement, which is fine, but don't look for here and there, because it's a never-ending cycle, and it will cause a continuous burden of disappointment and regret. And that's kind of stuff that you don't want to accumulate. You want to flush that down the toilet as much as possible. And so that's the basics of sustainable motivation, and that's the basics to not accumulating the burden of psychological time, which is disappointment, regret, as you move through your life. Thanks.